Okujagu-ama Island, situated off the flanks of Okpoka River, estuary of Okrika local government area of Rivers State. The T on the estuary on the northeast of Okrika is the particular position of the island community, with one flank of the T estuary leading to Elelewon and Eleme, while the other flank leads to Woji and Azobie Creek. The community was a trading post of Chief Chenaboso Okujagu during the oil palm trade of 1850s through 1880s. Proper communal settlement in the community though began in about 1870s until in the 1980s. The size of the island was about 9 square kilometers and the size of the adjoining mangrove forest stretch on each bank about 1 kilometer, that is on the left flank, right flank and back of the community leading to Ojimbama. The front view of the community or island is the most negatively impacted by river erosion or by the incursion of the river. For example, in the 1980s we have by its front elevation the following structures now eroded into the river. 1. Nearly 250 meters of grassy land stretched to the bank of the highest tidal mark. 2. A playground for children normally used for traditional native or cultural dances right before the grassy expanse. 3. A bond brick 6-bedroom luxury apartment with a big enough compound for meetings owned by the Chief Amoni Okujagu of blessed memory. We all grew up to see these children living in that place and enjoyed the sight of the beautiful art painting in that house, now lost to the river incursion. 4. There were many other houses in front of the chief's house before the grassy land, which have been swallowed up by the river incursion. 5. On this right flank, I could still remember one very massive tree called Sikaka at this Borokiri beach, where we used to rest under its shade when we come to play in the beach. The beach was big enough then to contain all sorts of games and its associated capacity. More especially and worthy of note is the fact that male and female sections were different and of adjacent sides. 6. Looking here now, you could see graves that are being washed off by the river. Well, I can tell you that many more of such have already been washed down the river already. We seek an urgent and emergency intervention to save this beautiful island community, else it will be lost to the incursion of river in no time. What is needed is a reclamation and shoreline protection or embarkment project to save Okujagu community.
Someone, one of the elders of the community, because of the activities of the marine activities in the sea, these big boats and all the rest, and the real shore, this area was the whole mangrove was entered submerged into the sea. I can see that cock there. That was where the land was before. That big cock there. That is where the land. Look at some of the buildings. They are submerged to the sea. Almost 5 or 6 buildings submerged to the sea. But it was not like this before. Here we have the big mangrove forest where we normally go to toilet. But all those things have been destroyed because of the activities of the marine boats and the erosion. So now we are appealing to the government if they can assist us and reclaim those places back. And after reclaiming, they should also pile it, not allow it like that, because the last one we have was erosion and the sea activities carry everything away. Aribu is piled. All those things that they stand.
My name is Babo Opiye Obebare, the community citizen chairman. The damage erosion has cost our community. Now, looking through me, you can see the sea. This white sea you are meeting today wasn't so in the beginning. what we were told by the then elders who we met. I'm going to 310. I'm about to be 310 by my age. And what I know within this period of my age was that the sea, today we call it sea, yesterday it was a creek, a very small creek, where people trek along to the other side. And today we have it as a sea. It's very clear that because it's now a sea now, a lot of the land where people occupied has been eroded into the river that is turned to be a sea today. Buildings were far away from this zone we were, and then people buildings have been submerged into the river, and daily the land is eroding and eroding. Now there have been a lot of dredging activity. Both federal government and state government have been involved. Across there is the Gulf Estate and the Reef Court developers who are only mindful of reclaiming their part, scraping sand from the river and then developing their part. But the one they approved for the Okujagu-ama community since 1993 under Umpadek abandoned. Few of the job was done. After Umpadek it was NDDC. NDDC also has been here to reclaim. A little of it was done. Another one came under MDG's Millennium Development Program or so. They to do the little, and then even the little reclamation that is done, because it was not concluded, because after reclaiming they need to do what is called a piling or embarkment. It's part of the project. The signpost of the project is in my house. Because of the salty nature of the environment, the iron used and the pan used, corrosion has affected it. It could not stand, so the board is now in my house. The companies and those involved on that contract are still written on it. Like I'm saying, the contract supposed to be reclamation, so shore protection, but because many dredging companies have been here to dredge partially, and even the area dredged, because of lack of shore protection, they are equally being eroded into the river. So we are more or less hopeless. We are like being abandoned. We are like people without trace. But I know that a lot of good sons and good daughters of this land has equally worked tirelessly to the progress of Nigeria. We have the generals, we have the politicians who came from this place, who also contributed their quota. Sometimes they say, when they were there, what did they do? Is it the normal thing that because somebody is in government, you should now pack government money into your community? Government is a continuous thing. When they were there, they have performed the ones they can do. Now that they are not there, I think government need to also pay attention to us. So we need the government to come around us to help us to salvage our land. What I've just said is that we need reclamation and shore protection. We need to check erosion. It's not something fishermen around there can do. It requires government present. We need them to come to our aid. Because if nothing is done 10 years from now, we may not have this community again. That is it. So we need government present to come to our aid.
So my name is Liberty Roland in Dapo Okujagu, in Okujagu-ama community Okrika. What I have to say to government of Nigeria, please, government, come and help us, rescue us, based on what our elder and the CDC chairman have spoken. Please, come and help us. Come and help us, please. That's just what I have to say. Thank you.
You can see where I'm standing. This is Aberepele Okujagu-ama community, Okrika. We don't need a story to tell us what erosion has caused to this environment. Where I'm standing is on the ground, but this ground has been submerged by the river. We move behind me, we can discover that what was used to reclaim the land locally, there is some shells in those days that form part of the land right deep into the river. Is now a river bank where water comes to settle, proving the level of degradation caused to this environment by erosion. So we are still appealing to the Rivers State government and the federal government of Nigeria to come to our aid. We need to reclaim this land with government effort. We need to reclaim this land and also a shore protection, because without shore protection, even after reclamation, the erosion, the movement of the tide to and fro continue to erode the soils away. We need government present. Our community is gradually rolling into the river, and we are afraid we may not have something to hand over to our children as time goes on. We need government presence. All right, this is another evidence of the submerged part of the community into the river. Where I'm standing here, in the morning when we came here, it was flooded, and this part of the land they're talking about. Beyond this level into the river was the land we met when we were born, and the building that we are here before today and no longer to be found again, they've all been eroded into the river. We are still demanding the presence of the government to come to the aid of this community. We still pray for the government to be attracted to this domain to salvage the suffering and the loss of this land. Yeah, like I want to say, these trees are called Chikoko trees or Mambo tree as the people identify it. From the ancient time, what we met was Angala tree, called like Angala tree. It was trees and other bush that we found here. But it was in the course of the NDDC reclamation project that awarded to us some years back, sometime 1993 up to 2013. NDDC was here dredging, pumping sand, but because they could not meet up, the thing we saw was the Chikoko tree now taking over the original Angala trees, now making us to lose the initial economical tree that have been very good, very useful for baking. Today we have these Chikoko trees here that are less economical to us. We are losing the value of those trees. We also not having the area dredged. We also getting the area still being eroded by the erosion daily and every year. All we are saying, we need the federal government support. We need River State government support. They should come to our aid and salvage us from this erosion degradation. Once again, I want to say thank you to this opportunity, believing that anyone who hears our voice and can see this thing for themselves should rethink about it, also think of how to make the place better for us. We are Nigerians, we will still remain Nigerians. God bless you all.